Ingrate was a person, it would have been Henry, Joanne's husband. If Ingrate was a person, it would have been Joanne's husband, Henry. Because some men would fight to their death rather than let somebody rape their wife in front of them. Abi, what do you think? Because in this Mr. Aloy's movie called If Ingrate Was a Person, showing on Mr. Aloy TV, I believe truly that some men would fight to their death rather than let somebody rape their wife. And so, I think that Henry was such a coward. This so-called husband is selfish, and his evil, wicked friend called Bolaji, imagine he is encouraging him to get rid of his wife and her unborn child in her womb. That was what? Born out of the RAPE incident. Mrs. Joanne, stand your ground, because God works in mysterious ways. As for friends like Bolaji, hey, Henry's friend, Abi, nonsense. Tufiakpa, Henry, do you know that you should be far away from people like that? Because that one is not a true friend. And if Joanne had left those killers to kill her husband, Henry would not have been alive to be treating her the way he is treating her just because the armed robbers RAPE'd her. This woman called Joanne, your own wife, Mr. Henry, she was willing to buy because of you, her husband. But your wife, Joanne, gave into them, gave them her heart, mind, body, soul, and spirit. And you, Henry, are such an ungrateful wretch of a man. Yes, you are. This is why sometimes, my Flicks to Click fans, you'll be wondering, why do some women sacrifice for their men? Because when katakata come burst, now this same man go ask you, did I ask you to do it? As for some mother-in-laws, they are demons. They can never give their sons good advice. Imagine this husband called Henry, so unbelievable, with wickedness. Indeed, if Ingrate is a person, see, Henry, you deserve that hit, that bump on your head that your wife Joanne gave you. Yes, you deserve it. Joanne, why? Let me ask you, why did you not leave that marriage as early as possible? As soon as this man you call your husband was showing all these wicked signs, that man, your husband, Henry, he didn't want to be with you anymore. He only cared about himself. He was ashamed that you were RAPE'd in front of him. He didn't want to be with a woman that was RAPE'd by people, by armed robbers. He couldn't bear the shame. And in that way, he denied you of respect, of what? Love, of care that you deserved after being assaulted by these wicked, evil people called so-called human beings. This ungrateful wretch of a man, oh, I don't even know what to tell you about him. Because this one is not a marriage. How can your husband say he was traumatized by what happened? You that your wife gave up her body, mind, body, soul, and spirits to armed robbers just to save your life. Hey, that you are traumatized. You as the man, not the woman that was RAPE'd. Hey, so she was not traumatized. Abi. You are more traumatized than her. How can you, Henry, expect your wife Joanne to be okay the following day after a RAPE? You disrespected her, made her feel that it was her fault that she was RAPE'd. How can she keep this kind of thing a secret? As a woman, this kind of experience must have been terrible and so hard on her. You didn't want her to have counseling. You didn't want counseling. So how can the two of you go through this kind of trauma together and heal from it? You even described what happened to her when those men took advantage of her. And then your own mother, Henry, Joanne's mother-in-law, she, as a woman, she never had pity on your wife. As for your brother, the evil, wicked soul, he who even planned the whole terrible act. In fact, Joanne, I'm so happy you agreed to leave this useless man called a husband, Henry. Thank God your father was by your side. This one don't be marriage, oh. Hey, you can never ever think of staying in this kind of so-called union because your husband, Henry, he already broke the union. Yes, he betrayed you. He blamed you. He's punishing you for allowing yourself to give up your body, your mind, your soul, your spirits to armed robbers to save his own life. As if life is something that is so cheap. He didn't even respect that. In fact, my Flicks to Click fans, if a man doesn't allow, or should I say, if a mother doesn't allow her own sons to cry, you as the wife, you cry for them. May we not fall into the hands of wrong men, my dear woman. Instead of you to quickly move out of that house and summon that your idiot husband called Henry to court, you, Joanne, you are now deciding to continue to stay in that house where you are not needed. With that narcissistic, cruel, wicked, evil, so-called spouse of a man. In fact, this your husband called Henry. Is he not enjoying your pain? He was only thinking about you himself, about his own image that his wife was raped by armed robbers. Joanne, you should move on with that child because that marriage is already dead on arrival. My Flicks to Click fans. This movie called If Ingrate Was a Person, it gives us a beautiful story on how you know, or should I say we see that man and woman, they're not equal at all in this world. It bothers us to see how women do so much for their men, but men don't do so much for their women. And some people can argue with me that it is vice versa. My Flicks to Click fans, do you know all the signs and symptoms of an abusive partner? If you don't know, go to the comment section just below this video. I'm going to pin a free download, all the signs and symptoms of an abusive partner, to help yourself, your family, humanity. If you enjoyed my live critical pidgin review of If Ingrate Was a Person by Mr. Aloy TV, give me a like and watch all my movie reviews up here. Bye.